Abby Wiltz, the Permaculture Foundation of Hawaii, 501c3, Scott Layback, Planted Hawaii, Kaya Yoga Nursery, PEI, Walmart, Highland Naturals, Office Max, Ashley Strappers and Holding, and Bryson Cinder Inc. The goods and services purchased will be used towards the first phase of creating the Hilo Permaculture Parking Lot at the Lonnie College Science and Technology Parking Lot.
And you amended this one, right? It's 12,500.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're making a motion.
Yep.
Second.
I'll second that.
And now we will start the 5-minute presentation. Headed by Jessica.
Hey guys.
Jerry.
I did.
Hey guys.
Before it.
Okay. I was hoping I know exactly where to stand. So we all stand right here.
We all have it. So.
You all have it.
Okay, these guys all have it.
That's
Okay,
good.
I'll get it.
That's good.
So I have a PowerPoint here. I was hoping there'd be a projector, but never mind. So how's it going, you guys? Sorry, I'm not as fabulous as the last presenter, but so Permaculture Parking Lot, we've been making a lot of headway getting this through, and thanks so much for all the support from all you guys, Dr. Aronkon.
Are you close to me now?
All you guys, I wish I could.
Oh,
There's
okay.
not an option. Yes, all you guys, so cool to be here. And so, quick little presentation. Pretty much everybody know about. We had a nice informational session a couple days ago. We hemmed out all the nit gritty.
Oh, nice.
UH system sustainability policy. Universities should be a global leader and model for the integration of sustainability throughout its teaching, research, operations, and public service. So we're moving forward in that concept. UHHSA's constitution states the need exists to facilitate the development of student sustainability initiatives. That's what we're doing. That's what we're all about. So imagine, if you would, UH Hilo leading the way internationally in sustainability. Imagine, if you would, a considerable percentage of food at UH Hilo coming from food grown on campus. Imagine tapping into the cultural roots of growing food. Imagine students from around the world attracted to UH Hilo for its sustainability programs. Imagine a student population connected over growing food. Imagine a community stoked to have a meeting place around gardening. So those are the goals. Let's work backwards from the goals. How do we get to those goals? We need an organized workforce, we need consistency, we need a good network, we need a good budget, we need sustained interest, and we need to build on win-win situations. The Kumakoa House UH Hilo is a win-win situation. Kumakoa House has organized over 4,500 hours of labor over the past 3.5 years, yard labor. The Kumakoa House has contributed over $25,000 in labor to UH Hilo in just the past 2 years. Kumakoa House is willing to contribute and organize $5,000 worth of labor every semester over the next 5 years. And Kumakoa House commits to serve as an organizational hub for sustainability initiatives on campus. Various supporters of the Permaculture Parking Lot, Auxiliary Director Colin Kettleson, Catherine Dean Bruce Matthews, Sustainability Ag Professor Dr. Norman Aronkon, thanks so much for being here. UH Hilo Sustainability Committee, I think I saw Dr. Paroy around here, oh yeah, thank you so much for being here. UH Hilo Student Association Sustainability Committee, thank you, Senator Paroy. UH Hilo Ag Club, we got a couple reps over here. Global Hope, got a couple reps out there. And we just got 198 signatures collected today in 5 hours in the library of the night. So, did our homework, we did it. And so that's it. And Wade here is the designer of the program, so he's going to talk us through a little bit.
Yes. So
I can blow up the design.
I helped design this garden with Abby Wiltz, who's a professional landscape architect. I have 10 years teaching permaculture experience and also doing designs. And then we also collaborated with consultation through Scott Layback, who's been working with the Kumakoa House for several years and is very familiar with the site. So the plants in this garden have been carefully selected to be some of the most productive and important food plants for Hawaii. And we've got this entire list of plants listed with the design here. Many of the crops are traditional Hawaiian canoe plants, but also included are crops from around the world that are ideally suited to our climate. Many of these plants are little known to the general public. The entrance sign at the garden will help educate people how to identify, propagate, and use these plants. The garden will be a powerful educational tool for the University of Hilo to promote sustainability. It'll benefit students and faculty by providing a venue for an outdoor classroom and event space as well. Professor Ronkan also said that he would love to bring the students to this garden if it gets built to help fulfill their lab requirements. And I wish we had a projector here so you could all see this design. But the basic scope of the design is the taller tree plants will go along the back edge, farthest from the university to keep them away, and then we'll come down with a layer of shrubs that will benefit from the shade of those trees. Throughout the whole garden, there'll be ground covers to eliminate weeds coming in. And then at the front, there'll be emergent herbs and vegetables. And then along the very edge of the parking lot will be border plants that help maintain that edge to keep other plants from coming out and make it easy to maintain. So thank you so much for your time and support.
We have a lot of people here to testify, so I don't
Let's start
know.
with the discussion out here. We got 8 minutes of discussion.
Okay.
Let yours go into the discussion a little bit. Anybody?
Whoever's going to speak, please say who you are, you're a student, what college, and then what you think about.
Okay, cool. If we could, hey, that's awesome. If we could start with Dr. Ronkan and Dr. Paroy, because I know you guys probably have busy schedules, and then we'll go on down the list.
Norman Aaron, I teach sustainable agriculture here in the university since 2008. And permaculture, as proposed by this gentleman here and all the other students in this university, gets my seal of approval for the project. We teach the 7 dimensions and principles of sustainability, and this project has all that. It's ecologically sound, it is environmentally friendly, it's socially acceptable, it's appropriate, etc., etc., etc. So we have the College of Agriculture and Bruce and I support the project, and we'll do all we can to give you our full support, and if it takes some of our students to support that to fulfill some of our community service project, we will.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Paroy. I'm assistant professor in geography and environmental science. I'm also the chair of the sustainability committee. Justin came and spoke to our committee a week or so ago and presented the idea and essentially got unanimous approval from the members of the committee that were present. So we definitely stand behind these efforts as well as additional efforts on campus to certainly need a lot more. So we got
Alex, could you say something? We're kind of limited time, so we'll take people out.
Hi, my name is Alex. I am originally from Massachusetts. My home school is UMass Amherst, and I'm doing domestic exchange here for the semester. I also live at the Kumiko House, and I'm majoring in hospitality with a certificate in sustainable food and farming. And what I came from at UMass is a really unique and incredible program that we have. We have actually 6 permaculture gardens right outside our dining halls. We are the #2 ranked dining service in the country, and we're also ranked number 16 for sustainability. So these permaculture initiatives, have really brought lots of students to our university, lots of food. We take the food right out from our gardens right into the dining halls, and it's also a great educational point. So these permaculture gardens have brought lots of students to our university. It's a marketing tool, and it's really benefited our university in huge ways. Sustainability is a big trend right now, and I can definitely testify that people at UMass are involved in the permaculture gardens, and the university actually is centered around the food in the permaculture gardens from my perspective. So you all will see those benefits years to come, that you'll be attracting students, that people will come to UH Hilo because the permaculture garden is established, and it's a great thing.
Yes, thanks. Approximately 10% of the food at UMass is coming from the garden.
Is local food.
Local
yeah.
food.
And much of the food of that local food is coming from our gardens.
Awesome. Graham, you want to say something? Your community member.
My name's Graham Macumber. I've been here in Hawaii for about 7 years now, and I used to live down in Wawa, down on the other side, Popo area, and I did a lot of gardening, farming down there. And yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff growing since I've been here in Hawaii. And I've lived here in Hilo, and I've been a student for the last 4 years. And I live right underneath these guys' house, the Makuakane house, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Graham comes out pretty much every yard day we have. Total trooper. Well, people moving. Dave, could you say something?
Yeah, my name's Dave Sansone. I do agroforestry and permaculture consultation, and I just want to say I just stopped by the spot today, and it's a great site, great designers. It's not very often where you get people who know what they're doing, plus stepping in and offering free services, free labor. So I see a real win-win to go from having this idea on paper about leading the way in sustainability to actually doing it. So I highly encourage you to support this project.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, I'm gonna
how we doing?
say that we move to questions, as I know there's going to be a large amount of questions right now, and that should be in the discussion period.
Okay.
Was that the 8 minutes?
Well, no, I mean, part of the discussions is questions. And we have questions from students
Okay.
and from senators as well.
How's it going? So my name's Daniel. I work with Campus Center. I was a former executive chair, event planner, vice chair of Student Activities Council, and I also work with the Campus Technology Lab. So I love this idea, and I have some questions about it before we move forward. Is handing out food grown on property permitted under the university food contract?
What we're doing is we're offering an educational garden. So it's strictly educational.
Okay.
When it comes down to how we're going to administer the food, we're going to take that accordingly, working with Colin Kettleson, working with the ag department.
Okay. So I know that the Colin doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the food contract. I'm pretty sure that needs to be worked out with admin and with Sodexo. So Colin wouldn't necessarily have any say in that. So
Of course,
have you contacted Sodexo or any other companies on campus or the admin about that?
We've been in touch with lawyers, and we've talked to them about this proposal that we have, and they said it's sound how it is right now moving forward. And so we think it's tight how it is to be passed, to be funded, and then when the time comes where we need to have it addressed by Sodexo or whatever bureaucratic hurdle, we'll take it then.
Okay, do we have some other questions? Cut you on, but we want to get questions kind of moving around.
Hi, I'm Dandy. I'm a marine science student. I'm just wondering how many hours of labor it's going to take until the garden is up and running and functioning?
Well, with the amount of implements that we have here, we're shooting for April 24th.
April 24th of this year?
Yes. Yes. April 24th this year. Everything works out okay.
How many hours exactly is that for April 24th? How many hours per day? I think that was the question.
Okay. So if we get this bill funded, if it goes through, it will require a blitzkrieg to make it happen. And we have our crew right here. We got probably about half this room here is gonna come out and support. And we'll network with Norman's guys and students and Ag Club members, and we'll make it happen. As it is right now, the Kumakoa House, the first and third Saturday, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. works a full day. Everybody's invited, students, community member, come and participate. So as it is right now, we're working twice a month, 6 hours each day. But when this comes online, we'll up it without a doubt.
And I'm going to be leading the work parties, and Also, these work parties are open to for anyone to participate. Any students, anyone who wants to participate is welcome to come and help make it happen.
We got a question up front over here. Quick.
My question is, who is bringing this forth? Like, is this a club that is asking for this money? Is this a department? Or, like, that's my question.
This is a combination of two different clubs, the College of Agriculture, the Kumakua House, the neighbor of the university, so it's like community relationship, and the 198 people who signed these papers in 5 hours, and the countless others who support this.
So with it not being a specific group bringing forward, who is responsible for liability? So if somebody goes up there, falls down, gets hurt, and decides to sue the university, who will be pretty much the point that's going to be taken on?
Yeah, these questions were asked the other day in the informational hearing, and we're talking with Coleman Kettleson right now, working through all those liability issues.
We're gonna have one more question right back here.
Oh, I mean, I'm just gonna make basically just a statement, and just that being in the sustainable agriculture class, just right now, currently myself, you know, it's really great to know that your plot itself right now. Renee, I'm just taking a sustainable agriculture. Sorry, I'm in bio major, but
You're my student.
yeah, I'm a student right now. But I'm just really excited to see my plot and actually see it grow and just further go, as opposed to the plot is over, it's done at the semester and it's over. You know, you get to see everything and it actually progresses. The next class goes, the next class goes, the next class goes. You know, it's not just overdone. That's it. You know,
And the problem
that's what's so amazing.
Yeah, the problem in the past, according to Norman and a couple other people, is that.
But we're over time now.
Okay.
We're gonna do a vote.
Fair enough.
Okay, so all those in favor of Senate? Yeah.
I want you to be very careful about voting on this. I'm not saying it's not a good idea. Everybody has said it's a good idea. What's not clear is where the liability and risk is going to lie. And because this isn't clearly coming from the usual groups that you receive funding requests from, a university program course or a RESO, that question is a very big question. You said that College of Agriculture is willing to embark on a partnership. Dean Matthews said there's been no discussion of that at all, that he has agreed with the idea. He and Dr. Veronica are in agreement that it's a good idea, but nothing more has been discussed than that. And I'm not sure that they're willing to take on the risk and liability. And that's my main concern, that unless that question is answered, like you said your attorneys have looked at it and said it's sound, but the university's legal counsel has to look at it also.
Well,
So that,
this is
I
a
just wanted
question.
to put that out.
And I've taught with many different communities in this island, involved with sustainability, involved with work projects very similar to this, and all of them have a liability waiver that's very clear. When you come to work in that garden, you sign the liability waiver, and that takes care of all that.
That doesn't take into account.
Okay.
So, all those in favor of Senate Bill 14-15-042 for the Permaculture Parking Lot in the amount of $12,500, please vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Can you raise your hands, please? Any against? 1, 2, and AJ votes against. And any abstentions? Okay, so the vote is 5, 3, 4, wait, I have a question. Because if, I know why you guys, huh? Yeah, no, but, I know why you guys abstain, but then you should abstain too, I would think.
I don't
believe I should abstain because I'm a representative for the student body. And even though I am a participant of the Pink Pill House, I think my opinion should serve to the student body, not my personal affiliation.
But it's a conflict of interest because it.
No, it's not a conflict.
You live in that house.
No, and the house isn't receiving any funding.
That means that you have a benefit of volunteering.
It doesn't matter.
Anybody involved in any organization.
Ellen, it should be.
There's no monetary gain, it's not a conflict of interest.
It's not necessarily a monetary gain, just a benefit.
It is better to.
Ultimately, it's my decision, and that's what I vote
Okay, so moving back to the agenda, up to, executive reports, 5.1.
Passes? Can we clear that?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
5.2.
Can I make one more comment? I would like to recommend that, if this project is successful, that you sincerely work together with the College of Agriculture and Forestry and Natural Resource Management to provide some kind of a curriculum and work out with the students here. And I would also recommend that you work together with the Financial Aid Office to get federal work-study funding to pay these students.
If that's the case, we should be paying for it because public works are there.
So thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
You guys
Thank you.
can stay for the rest of our meeting.
Sure.
You don't have to. And then we'll move on to our agenda. Executive reports.
Yes, I think we're all.
Wise man said. Good job.
As soon as you said Warriors, you said, hey, you're not perspectives, like, no, there's some Warriors, I'm like, oh, whoa, 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 it sounds like you're like, speaking out loud, sounds like you're trying to sue. And they was looking for the one for that is basically I've talked to many lawyers before. So that's
we cannot get anything. We cannot get anything because you got and then when you get complications with your see logging so we got an error
You guys moving up the phone, so it's still not every time you're gonna see it. I'm like, I'm not gonna fix that.
Bye. See you later.
I think it's I felt like a liability. I was working my way down.
but yeah, that's I'm aware.
I actually have a couple of questions written down.
Another thing is like I feel like it should be more central on the university, more in people's interests. And
basically they're giving us the option for you can try or you just take the time to get with it.
I think it's a fantastic idea. I think there's just a lot of things that need to be answered before it can be specifically.
That's a mindset.
That's another question.
Why did if these resources are why did the resources come and ask for $1,000 or $2,000 each? Why didn't the departments come and ask
There's
for
one thing that's not allowed where you
My other issue, especially after the Senate you guys were meeting, is that she wants to have federal workers pay for workers. She wants to have it become part of the curriculum of the ag department. My problem is this is specifically a facilitator. They're not supposed to be paying for things that tuition is paying for. And that's something that's, if you're getting credit for class and you're getting financial aid for the government for class to work it, it's no longer co-employment.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Well, it's not just her. There's also like Chantel. She was there.
I said that if you have conflict of interest, which is personal benefit, not only financial, it's a personal benefit. It can be construed as conflict of interest.
So
how is it conflict of interest about that?
I've been talking kind of like really like trying to be ethical with everything. What exactly is consequences of conflict of interest?
That's what they kind of do.
What about like on the universe? For example, I'm going to live there. Like for example, I'm going to UHA for funding for Math Club. I'm part of Math Club.
I'm not part of Makuakane-Lundin.
I know, but not you. But there are those who did go who are.
They just said I would be interested, so I want to know why I am.
No, not you.
I just heard my name brought up. And that's a conflict of interest.
Because I always wonder, like, I know it's like the correct thing to do, you know, and then just like what the consequences were.
Well, doesn't conflict when they gain something from this? Isn't that mean like the person
It's a personal benefit.
So what would the personal benefit be for Brittany?
Yeah, if you as a parent person, it doesn't have to be visual.
What theoretical
For someone who lives at the house, she's over here.
So let me say.
Sorry, someone who lives in the house.
So let's say this. So I'm related to someone who's involved in that, and I can gain quickly from that, whether it's monetary or my affiliation with that.
What can you gain to live there? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well,
Do you get the food out of the garden? Do you get the food out of the garden? I don't know.
I'm sure Justin's property value is
It's for
going to go up.
everybody.
You get food out of the
Well,
garden.
no, it's not gonna, his property is already pimped out with permaculture. They're moving out now.
Yeah, so
this
they're
is
going to the
school
university.
property. It wouldn't affect his house.
So do you benefit from the food that's in there?
I think all students would though, wouldn't that be?
No, but does
Because anyone can go to that yard.
Yeah, but she can easily walk out of her house.
I can easily walk there on my break, my 10-minute break, and get
if
there.
you
No, but that's
her,
not
she
me, just anybody, but do I have a direct relationship?
Yeah.
So she's saying that
For example,
someone who
like-
votes, who's part of the house, has more access than someone who doesn't work there. Does that make sense? If I live in the house, I'm literally 10 seconds away from the fruit that I
So
might
would
take.
someone across the street living?
Yeah, but
they have
that's what I
conflict of
mean.
interest?
Is that
They have
the
no,
two,
But they didn't vote.
two
but they don't
different.
have a direct interest.
If they were to, if hypothetically, if someone were to live across the street and were to be on the Senate, would that be a conflict of interest as well because they live across the street?
Probably, it depends. It
If
depends.
it's
Yeah.
if people say I find it a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
It can be
And the person may live across the street and say, but I go across and.
Going back to what you're saying, it's also relationships. So like,
At OHEL, you guys buy food for the students. If there's extra food, it comes to the office, correct? You guys have access to the food, correct? Do you have equal access to the food that any student walking by has?
If they wanted to come in and get it, yeah.
But if they don't know
If
it's here.
they want to come in, if they
We
don't
didn't
know
have
it's
any
there.
extra food, so
That's
this was
not, that's
theoretical.
no. You have more access.
How do we prevent that from happening?
Anything having to do with OHEL if we have access to the food.
Not true, because the food might be all gone.
What if
You won't have any
so what
extra.
happens if there is more food?
hand it out, go outside.
Technically, we shouldn't, there'd be a conflict of interest.
Or you give it out.
Give it out. Instead of
And not
eating it
keep it in
yourself,
your
you go
office.
outside, you have a free food event the next day, and you give it out to as many people.
It's all about accessibility.
It's already away, or you give it all.
Aren't you eating it days after anyway? Aren't you drinking the kombucha days after anyway?
We ran out of everything. I don't know.
So, something I do want to say is that she said
But
that
there's a
complicated
possibility.
can also be a relationship. So, do any of you guys have a relationship with the Kumukoa house? Anybody living there? You said you formerly lived
I
there,
used
right?
to live there, but I have no benefit now. I live down the hill. It's actually
But
really
you have a
far for me to
relationship.
get there.
You have a relationship with Justin that's mainly planning this.
Planning this?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was.
Well, he was the one
I
giving the
actually was
presentation.
planning on not coming to school and going to Maui.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and I mean, that house is what brought me to this island because they're teaching sustainable practices. I was like, I would want to learn this. I'm going to go to Maui. And then I was like, oh my god, there's a house that's teaching this.
But exactly.
And I can go to university. Like, this is a win-win for me.
It's real hard to do. There's one thing have you always worked on this?
Yeah, well, theoretically, if you were to stay, you still
Okay.
pass.
So my question is Justin gave the presentation, right? Do you know Justin?
Yes.
Is Amber dating him? And then
Yeah, no one's dating him.
okay. Well, I know that you used to live there. You have a personal relationship. Ricky has a personal relationship. Yeah. So that right there.
So if I ever talk to anyone on this campus and they come up to me and
No,
ask for
not
money,
necessarily. Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
so if I'm a friendly person and I have friends, I have to abstain from every vote.
Was it just a friend or did you live with him?
I mean, I didn't live with my landlord. That's for sure.
Level of the relationship.
If I don't live there anymore, that's not a relationship.
There's a certain level. That is a fine line. Thank you so much.
He said he was not out. But I'm going to be honest. I said, no, that's what I said. That's why it's better that sometimes because it could go on and on and on and on.
Call this meeting back to order at 8:43 p.m. Okay, so President's report. One of the first things I wanted to let you guys know is that the Women's Center funding we had funded for our vans and for the Palace Theater. The Palace Theater contract was not able to go through, so Women's Center actually paid out of their budget to pay for it, so they have nothing left in their account. So they have asked if we could fund their event, Take Back the Night, which is on April 9th. So I just need a motion from somebody to reallocate the $1,200 for the Palace Theater towards this event. They're only asking for $950, but if we can reallocate that $1,200 that we already approved for this new event.
It's funding the Palace Theater again?
It's not funding the Palace Theater, it's funding food, janitorial fees, and URH sound system.
I said
Can I get a second? Does anybody have any questions? What's the name of the event? Take Back the Night. What's it about? It's probably about available resources on campus to protect them, as well as promoting safety and no tolerance towards sexual assault. It's an international event with the mission of ending sexual violence in all forms and taking direct action against rape and other forms of sexual assault.
The representative said it was going to provide a platform for anyone who would like to share their story or otherwise support those who have been affected.
Anybody have anything? Any questions? Okay, so all in favor of allocating the $1,200 for Take Back the Night on April 9th for Women's Center, please vote. Oh, yeah. Why did it go through? Because the contract with the university, they had to get insurance and life, and the whole process wasn't in time. So Hannah from the Women's Center was able to pay for the insurance and pay out of their foundation account. So that way it could still happen, because with our process it has to go business office for NOAA, it has to be approved. So with that process it wasn't in time. So Yeah, so they paid for it, but they no longer have a budget now, so they can't put on this event, which is what they wanted to do.
And it's a good point to remember that when you're using off-campus facilities, non-UH off-campus facilities, there's a whole rental contract thing that you need to go through.
And you have to get there's a whole exemption form that you have to get as well. Separate.
Okay, so, sure, so if everybody doesn't know, this is Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Gail Makuakane-Lundin, so thank you for coming. Any other questions? No? Okay, so all in favor of reallocating the $1,200 for the Women's Center to take back the night, please vote by saying aye. Aye. Any against? Any abstentions? 10-0-0. Okay, and then the next one, I wanted to pass out a budget. However, it will change because I just got the P&Ls. So, but this is the most recent up until yesterday. What was spent. We do have additional allocations that we still have to factor in. So I was doing my list, and we have the $1,800 for the Ooh La La app. Now that it is going through, we need to re-put that on the budget. It's not on here currently. And also, I finally got the final numbers for the hydration stations, which we already purchased, so that has to go in here, and it's $4,500. So that's something else that we're gonna have to move into campus and Senate affairs.
Campus and Senate affairs is for Ooh La La as well?
Yeah, it would be Ooh La La.
How much?
1,800. Oh, 4,500 was the hydration stations. So there's some stuff that has to be moved around. I don't know where we want to take it from. Yeah, can we take it from PR maybe?
About advisor or office manager?
Office manager, okay, so,
office
manager.
That we're gonna
no, so the 5,000 from office manager will take off, and put it into campus and Senate affairs.
It's not much, but we take the 194 from Gail, are we trying to have another?
No, this one I think is being used for, something. I was told that it was, there's like frames or something that was purchased that, yeah, I don't know. So I'm aware, it's like pure, I get.
So the 5,000 offer is going where?
To campus and Senate affairs.
And what is that for?
That's to cover for the hydration stations.
The ones that we have put in.
How many hydration, like what's the total for the hydration stations?
It was like 4,500
altogether.
Yeah.
It wasn't odd, I mean, it wasn't
It's like,
4,500.
no, yeah, it's like 4298.35, and then 352.08 was for the drain kits and stuff, so it comes out to just over 4,500.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How do we have a larger remaining total now than we did on our last budget? Last time it was 92,000 and now it's 110.
I don't know. I gotta look.
Yeah, okay. If we could have a clear budget, that would be really helpful. That's really confusing to me.
Cause I just added up everything. Plus stipends are gonna be coming out. I think so. Bills that didn't go through. Yeah, some bills that didn't go through, and I think not all bills are capped at the $1,000 or whatever. So because we passed $1,000, but if it came under it, I put the actual expense. Now. Huh?
That shouldn't add, how does that add $18,000 to the budget?
Yeah, no, it's because you're not, yeah, it's not, yeah, because you're not spending. So before it was 1,000, now it's, I actually got the actual number, so now it may be only $920, so it adds.
So the money that they didn't spend that we had allocated that we had taken away from them.
Okay.
So out of all
If you
the.
look at the main budget totals, those are all the same.
Yeah, it's all.
It's the way it's being allocated in this spreadsheet that is confusing, and I agree, we also need clarification, we have discussed that in previous meetings.
Yeah.
So it's in the works.
Just to verify, this is definitely correct. We have 110,411.48 left that has not been spent for this.
Well, I just got the P&L, so according to our P&L, it's 115, but then we have stuff that
All
went
these
through.
other bills
Yeah.
that haven't been
I have,
processed yet.
so I did this today. I have a tracker and everything now, so.
Do you know the total of that amount?
No.
That we should subtract that? Are
No.
those numbers there that we can add up?
Yeah, well, yeah. I have everything that was allocated.
Okay.
So. And then, also you guys stipends are coming out pretty soon too, so that's gonna be a big chunk coming out. But I just got the P&L today. I will promise you guys I'm doing it this weekend. I was trying to get it done today, but you can ask Josh. I'm not in the best. I've been in pain and stuff, and I was trying to work on it, but I'm sorry I didn't get it finished.
What is the P&L?
P&L is a profit and loss statement, so I just got it from Campus Center today. Yeah, and it's as of today.
The P&L isn't always accurate, just letting you guys know.
Yeah. It's what Campus Center has, but I still.
Like to throw out there again, if everyone, in case anyone else would like to volunteer too, I know that you're sick, and we don't have a treasurer, and I don't know what to do, but I would be happy to volunteer time to work on the budget and help with the budget for the treasurer.
We totally need that help. Yeah.
This is something that I've been asking for every week for about a month.
The numbers. Lisha supposedly gave the numbers out at the CSO forum. I wasn't there. I asked her. She said she gave them out. So I was told she gave them out. Do you guys have those numbers? I don't have them.
So this is something the Senate should be aware of. This is the amount of funds that we need to have in our account to avoid them being swept to the general fund.
Yeah. Do you know those numbers? Because Lisha said she gave them at the CSO forum, but I
She
wasn't there.
did. I just skipped to home. There was a paper she gave to you, wasn't she?
It's between 5 and 60% of what
She
was
has like a
spent
5
last
to
year.
60% of what we need.
Okay, so Lisha did give every CSO a copy, which means Usha should have a copy. Who on this Senate has the copy? Can you please make a copy of it and send it to your Senate so there's no more discussion and we move on with the agenda? Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you.
I did. I got a picture of it.
Sorry.
Yes,
I just have to go.
now, we have Vice Chancellor here. I keep hearing this, it's gonna get swept, okay? Please keep in mind that it could be, it may be, there isn't anything that has come out that says it will be. So, on one hand, it's good leadership to spend as much of it as you can to be within the guidelines, but also don't spend to spend.
Can I just
And-
have the numbers?
Just one other thing, and I've been here for 25 years. This constant possibility of funds being swept has been there for a long time. And we've been really close many times, but it's not happening. So please, just focus on what you need to, and don't keep going back to, we gotta spend this because they're gonna take away from us.
Can we just clarify before the Senate, from a statement from the minutes 14-15-020, it said, I believe this is in the newspaper, yes, President Alice. Did you say Alice? Alice. Says, we need to testify and we need to spend our money. Come March, Lisha said she's going to do this for all CSOs. She will take money and spend money on things for Campus Center because she would rather have it spent for students than swept into the general fund. No, there was no motion to approve this change. Oh, is what was in there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be amended. We have
No one said anything about it.
Lisha never
But
So, this was a statement, it's in the minutes, I would just like to clarify, is it possible for, Campus Center to spend money before our time is up, before it gets swept into?
no, we have to approve it.
We have to approve it.
Campus Center has
clear
never
that up.
spent CSO money without the CSO approving it.
So,
That's why we
Correct.
have to Senate bills and
That is
minutes.
correct.
so why was that a message from Lisha saying she would do that? Because I remember you saying that and it's in it.
I was there, Lisha said that she would like to purchase things for Campus
Yeah.
Center. And so if you are willing, she can give you a list of projects that
That is
she would
exactly
like
what she
funded.
said.
Yes.
Yeah.
It must have gotten written down and
It
That's,
got written
and that's why
down wrong.
it was supposed to be changed, amended in the minutes.
We weren't there, not everybody was there when she said that, and that's what Mindy
I
said
was
during
there,
the meeting.
and that's
so
what you said.
That is what you said.
Okay, so moving forward,
Yeah,
change the minutes. Moving on.
No, not change the minutes,
Or-
that was the right thing that she said, but we're clarifying the
Oh,
matter,
okay.
that no, Campus Center cannot spend money without us approving it.
No, that was.
Can we move on
Okay,
and
just
keep
move
going
on.
with the agenda?
That's
Yes.
director report,
Huh.
5.2.
Please. Children.
Oh, sorry, it's me. Real quick, just the, well, I have it written down. Alright, website. So website's back up, so I'll let you know. It was just this thing to do with the access key, so for future data directors, whenever Ardina, you wanna work on that thingamabob, what's it called?
Standard operating procedures?
Yeah, the operating procedures, I will put in what to do so that does not happen again.
That's why we have.
They pretty much emailed the past data directors and then wasn't coming to me about what was going on, so it's all clear, so we.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving down to, 6.1 is the committee reports. Did you wanna share your experience at caucus? So we went to Maui, but, and this was Vicky's first time, so I
Yes,
just,
it was.
if you wanna share your experience and then I'll share some of the stuff.
Okay, well, it was great, first of all. It was a lot to learn in one day, let alone like 6-7 hours, I guess. It was a lot of heavy work, but I'm really glad I went, and I think it's a great opportunity for us as a Senate to bring concerns or problems from our campus and bring it up to caucus and see if they have any solutions, because it's a system-wide ordeal. There's representatives from every single campus in the UH system. And I brought up inquiries about having a second food vendor on campus. I brought up tuition. And there were a few other things that I can't remember at the moment, but I did learn a lot, and I'm really looking forward to the next caucus. Question?
Were there any suggestions from caucus that, for the things that you brought up? Like the food vendor and the tuition that you said earlier?
For the food vendor, I didn't, there were responses from UH Maui because they're looking for vendors as well, just besides Dexo. And they understand that Dexo's food contract is expiring soon this year. Also for tuition, they were very excited about the fact that I brought the concern up in the first place.
Were there any suggestions or
Suggestions,
resolutions, solutions, etc.?
There was no resolution because I had to come back and talk to the Senate and have a general consensus as to what steps we can move forward with. But I did have a resolution that I made, and I'm gonna bring it up at the next caucus because we're in the process of drafting a resolution and approving it.
Sorry, I have a question. Wait, sorry. I don't know if I misheard. You said that you had gone to caucus and you spoke on this tuition issue. I'm sorry, when we send representatives, when we send representatives to caucus, they represent UHSA as itself, right?
UHSA as well as the student body of our campus.
But UHSA first, so anything you offer them or you talk on or you present, you're presenting it as UHSA. Did you draw that line when you said, "Oh, I'm going to talk to you about the tuition lowering"?
Yes, I did. That's why I brought it back here, and I have to talk to everyone and have a general consensus, because I told caucus that a specific RESO plus others in the UH community came together and had this petition created. And I did distinguish between UHSA and the UH members. So I represented.
Just curious, does the caucus have any kind of sustainability policy that you folks know about?
I'm not sure. Mindy, do you know about that?
No, caucus, we are overseeing it's a system level thing, so I don't think we have anything in our, constitution that generates sustainability, but I know as a whole, we support sustainability.
I know it got brought up at caucus that President Lasner he just signed an initiative for, there's something pertaining to sustainability. System-wide.
Yeah, executive policy. So I'll just finish up the caucus report. We did go over what bills are at the legislature that pertains to university, and we had to vote on which ones caucus was going to take a stance on. I just got an updated list actually right before this meeting, so I will be sending it out to everybody to let you guys know the status on the bills, and if we want to look at doing anything, but these are the ones that caucus is following. Also, President Lasner, his executive policy was mentioned. We will be hosting caucus meeting March 28th. President Lasner is coming there. He is going to be talking about his executive policy. So if you guys have questions in regards to that, please give it to myself or Ricky, because the discussion most likely will be limited to the delegates. However, everybody's invited to attend and experience the meeting. I think also, no, Senate members. It's going to be at Amy Law. And I think that's pretty much it. We have a resolution that caucus wrote in regards to changing the BOR, and there's a House bill that's actually crossed over to the Senate that we're really following, and that's to add an additional student member to the BOR and 2 faculty members to the BOR. So that's one of the major things that we're doing. And then we are looking to try to change our constitution. We did work on amending our constitution and trying to see about meeting during the summer and stuff, so that we're.
What changes?
We're just amending the constitution. We're trying to amend the caucus constitution.
Changing what?
Just make changes to it. Just look over it. There's one time, there's something about the treasurer, because the treasurer doesn't really have that much control over it. So we're looking at either there's a way that the treasurer can get more control, or to eliminate that position altogether. So I just wanted to show that. We'll move on. 6.2 student feedback.
The student feedback committee, since its existence from 1 week ago, discovered that we had to choose a different vendor for the drop boxes. So we're going through the approved vendor list for UH, and then we'll take it from there. Oh, I guess it gives more details. This will also be in the committee report, but we're looking at putting in 3 drop boxes that are AADA compliant and that Colin approved of. One at the Hawaiian Language College, one at the College of Pharmacy, and one at the Library of Lanai.
Did we also to make budget changes?
Should we move to make a budget for this meeting?
If that's what the committee wants to do, you can motion now.
Yeah, can we motion to appropriate?
Create a budget.
To create a budget for $1,000 from the Campus and Senate Affairs account.
Second.
Josh? Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
Is $1,000 enough? Or too much?
It'll be enough to buy the drop boxes. It should be. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Just curious.
Who will be responsible for retrieving the information?
We've already went through all of this. We need to move on.
Well,
Sorry, I wasn't there. I'm just asking a question.
Since we're in the middle of like moving money into the Campus of Senate Affairs budget,
Yeah,
and
why-
we'll cover some other stuff, do we have
exactly.
funds available there now?
Why don't we take it out of something like the advisor?
Okay, so you want advice,
Well, it's up to them if she wants to.
I'm in the motion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so $1,000 from advisor.
What's the issue with Campus and Senate?
We just put money
Since
in
we're
there.
putting money in there, I'm wondering if all of a sudden, we had a deficit and then we started putting money in, and all of a sudden I'm wondering if we have access.
Doesn't seem like there's an actual deficit. There's still 19,000.
Well, that's how it sounds like we're discussing.
But that's also, the 19,000 is coming, if we will
Yes,
have
it's for,
our stipends
and computers and.
On the computers.
Right,
Yeah.
I move to vote. Okay, so, all in favor of creating a budget of $1,000, pulling 1,000 from the advisor, please vote by saying aye.
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 Any against? Any abstentions?
We can talk after.
10-0-0.
Can I add one more thing to that committee report? We're gonna be doing a survey soon, so if anyone has any questions they would like on that survey, we're gonna bring it up at the next meeting, so please email one of us. That's stuff. You can do it to me, that's easier.
I think there's a survey for the students asking what they want.
Any sort of feedback you'd like to get back, we're gonna start a survey, so we're gonna table and get results for whatever questions you have. Please.
I don't know if this was, said at the last meeting. How are you gonna verify that this feedback is coming from UHH?
We're gonna do the email address, hawaii.edu, would that be a sufficient form?
You can be no longer a student here and still have your EDU.
What do you recommend?
If I may, I had this discussion with Jared very briefly the other day. There may be a possibility of actually having a survey attached to the election ballots. Like after the election ballots are submitted, it goes on to an optional survey afterwards, and that would only be accessible by students.
But then,
This is a regular thing.
I mean, I feel like
Sure,
the amount of
that might
students that
be-
actually vote, we've seen in the past, it's very small
Can
percentage
we-
of students that vote.
Can you guys set a committee, meeting and send it out to everybody so everybody can attend with their questions and stuff, so everybody's aware, just so we can move it on. Yeah, I know.
So just real quick, I do work in the law planning and I do have to make student IDs. I check every day who is a student, who's not a student. And with the Hawaii.edu, you are able to check it and see if they're registering it. And that would say if they are a student for that semester.
But we,
We
that's,
don't have access to that, do we?
we don't have access to that, so
We
we
don't
have
give you that
to
list
send
and
it, we
verify
need to
for
get
us?
approval from campus.
I'm graduating this semester, I'm sorry. I'm out of here.
Okay, can we move on, but can you please send out an email when your
Yeah.
guys' next meeting is, so
Yeah.
everybody can attend and give some questions and answers and suggestions? 6.3 O Health?
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Great. So, BOSP and FOM, thank you guys.
Have agreed to collab with us. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is gonna be their night. They're gonna do a single night each and then share Monday night. It's completely in their ballpark what they wanna do, so they just asked to be given $2,000 a night, which is why after I was in the motion. We'll meet Monday, Thursday. Just wanted to ask you, do you guys prefer dual being sent out closer to finals or now? Wait till the time comes.
Well, you might wanna send out to me, so
Wait, send out reasons. Okay.
Yeah,
to
send
get
it
them
out.
signed up.
Okay, and so those, just for BOM and BOSP's requirements, they require that one UHSA member is there the entire night. So,
Yes, I just want to elaborate on that. Not one member the entire 6 hours. Like it could be 6 members,
yeah,
1
there's
hour
someone
each,
present.
12 members, half an hour each, whatever. As long as there's some kind of UHSA representation in case a student comes and asks me, what is OHEL Week? Well, this is UHSA's event. This is an UHSA senator / person. Ask that person.
So given that, please participate in the event if you can. I think
Who's
I'll try
also
and do it.
responsible for the keys?
Yeah, definitely. We'll make a good breakdown of what hours are appreciated. So I motion to request, is that how, request?
Motion to appropriate.
Budget.
Motion to appropriate or amend budget, to add another $4,410 to the OHEL week.
4,410, why not just
What?
4,500?
They'll just make it 10,000 flat, I don't know.
Yeah, why?
Has this money already in the account? They want to make it to 10.
Yeah.
Right now it's 5,590,
Okay.
so, I mean, you can pick whatever number you want, whatever, okay. So, to that committee from the advisor,
The motion does have to have a second.
Yeah, has to have a number.
Give the number.
so
4410.
what do you guys want? I said 4410.
Yeah,
4410.
seconded.
Didn't work.
Okay.
4410, thank you.
I vote it. And then. No, I seconded it.
Adina did.
Adina seconded.
Thank you.
Okay, so all those in favor of the motion to appropriate $4,410 to the OHO from advisor. Please vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any abstentions?
Just as long as there's more kombucha at this one.
Oh, you want more booze, eh?
What's that?
Moving on, 6.4 flow.
I don't have anything new to report. I have 2 bands ready to go, working together with Chantel and Mindy to get the RTPs and the flyer submitted, as well as the invitation, and we're good.
6.5, advisor search.
There have been no updates since the last committee report. The only difference is since the last committee report, I attempted to meet with our advisor for a week and wasn't able to. So
Yeah, I was sick, I'm sorry.
I dropped the papers off. That was the only course of action left to do was I was advised to just have Ivy help me if Ellen couldn't. And so I requested Ivy's help, and Ivy has control of the papers now.
No, I have them and I will fill them out and get them into the VCSA's office.
Did you also send an email to Christine about the, I was wondering if you sent an email out to Christine.
Not yet. Right, sorry. I also motioned to create a budget for the advisory search committee of $1,000 for advertising costs.
How much now?
$1,000 for advertising costs out of the advisor fund, if there's any left in there.
Yeah, there's some left.
There is.
Still.
Okay, so I just move $1,000 down into advertising. It's what? Josh? Oh, I heard a second. Okay, so all those in favor of moving $1,000 from the advisor, it's pretty much just moving from payroll to advertising costs. Please vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any abstentions?
I just have one question. Is it possible for the advisor search committee to ask the 2 people that have volunteered to be our advisor for free to set up an interview with both of them? Would it be possible for you guys to do that?
Absolutely.
Because if we could have an advisor for free, then
Yeah, we'll have to set up another committee meeting.
Yeah, if you can send out an email, have a committee meeting, and then maybe we can talk about that later. Okay, so moving on to 8.1, campus center fiscal position. So this is on here because we need to vote on whether we want to allocate $12,500 towards the campus center fiscal person. And we have to vote on it tonight because the minutes have to be given to campus center by next week. So I know there's some discussion. No, because this is just saying we're gonna allocate it. So, that's why we got a motion, we need to motion to allocate it and decide if that's what we wanna do.
So where are we gonna go with the discussion now?
Do I need a can we do discussion before we have a motion?
Oh, yeah,
We need a motion. So I need a motion for
I'd like to make a motion.
$12,500 for the campus center fiscal person.
Second.
Okay, now we can discuss.
I made the motion, but she said it. I would like to ask the other CSOs put up 12,000, right?
Yeah. I know Bum and I'll stand up actually so that way you can hear me. I'm Sky. I'm the executive chair of Board of Media Broadcasting, and Bum just voted on approving the fiscal position because we feel like it would benefit us very greatly. We also think that Student Activities Council voted on it as well.
And it passed with both?
Yeah.
Okay. What about SAC? Oh yeah, that is accurate. So yeah, I got it.
So my name's Matt, chairperson of the Board of Student Publications. We haven't approved it yet. We will have it approved tomorrow. That's because we still have emails going back and forth, and according to the email I just checked 2 seconds ago, it looks like we're gonna have a vote of either 3/4 time or full time. That's what we're discussing. Just wanna let you guys know.
Does anybody know the position of the radio?
It's under Bob.
So if it's 3/4 time, would then the budget be decreased, the amount that?
Yeah, by a quarter.
I mean, so it would be decreased by a quarter, so
we pay for 3/4 of the 12,500.
Yeah, my question is, what is the time frame that this is paying for? Like, what is, from what date to what date?
If it's approved by next week, it's still gonna take some time. We're probably looking at having somebody be on board in May. I would say mid-May. So for this fiscal year, it's actually a really, really small amount. And so all of the CSOs for the coming year would have to be asked again.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a casual hire, so it's a 3-month period anyway.
Okay, so it wouldn't necessarily come out of our funds for this semester?
Well,
it
we can tell you
not much.
The rest of
the exact.
So they start mid-May to June 30th, 30 days in June. That's all you pay for. And then the next Senate and next groups of our CSOs would decide on
We
that.
have to do it all.
That's money.
But if we can get somebody on, then it would really help us.
Yes, okay. So if we were to fund it, the funds would last until the next Senate is brought in, right? Because we're not supposed to.
No, you're basically funding it till the end of the fiscal year, which is going to be less than 12,000,
Far less.
A lot less, yeah.
a lot less.
And when's the end of the fiscal year?
June 30th.
But our books close the 20th.
Yeah, your book's closed, but you guys, and then,
they have, that's why they need that time to close the stuff.
and then the system
Okay.
closed.
Okay, I just realized because it seemed like it was an issue with the Permaculture Parking Lot to be funding things that the other Senate, the upcoming Senate or future Senates didn't support or didn't necessarily.
They'll be voting on that too.
We're aware of having to come back in.
So,
But it's not they're not, it's not like the same bill that has a recommendation written on the actual bill, which they actually took off.
It's not a bill.
So a bill would have to get passed.
No, it's just like the Ulala app, we're just saying we are approving that this amount goes to this thing.
Yeah.
What types of business don't need bills?
Sorry,
I don't understand. What types of business don't need bills?
When we're allocating something to a different department, or if it's, well, everything else needs bills.
So unless it's being allocated to a different department, that's the only circumstance that it
That's what we're doing.
That's pretty much, that's the only time.
Okay, can we have a?
I'd like to move, seeing that it is, this position will likely only be at the most 2 months, I'd like to move to cut that funding in half.
Actually, you know what we can do is we can give you our best guess figure between when the person will come on board and
So we're not gonna be paying $12,500 for 2
No.
months more, so, I'd only like to allocate half of that.
Okay, so 6,250?
Sure.
I would always like to say that that's exactly the reason why we're going back and forth in my group, is because we know that we're only allocating for
2 months.
For 2 months, and 12,000 for allocating doesn't make sense. So that's what we're arguing about right now. So I'll put that up.
Right.
It's gonna be.
Adina to.
Well, I'm sorry, let's just make it a flat 6,000.
Okay, Adina, motion to amend
You don't have
amount to
Yeah,
$6,000. And Chantal, you second? Okay, so all those in favor of the amendment to amend the amount to $6,000, please vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Is that
Can
just-
we
We're
raise
voting
your
on
hand?
approving or
No,
no?
we're just approving the amendment.
The
You
amendment.
have to vote on the amendment. Okay, so any against? You're against.
Then you-
Any abstentions? Okay, so 9-1-0. Okay, so now, any further discussion before we vote on the actual?
Yeah. I'd just like to bring up for examination the University of Hawaii's Executive Policy A5.504, Section 2E. And let me say, this is in the conflict of interest resolution, but it's the executive policy of the university, A5.504, Section 2E, it's the second paragraph in the resolution over here. So, it states, end quote, conflict of interest refers to situations in which an employee's financial, professional, or other personal interests may influence or appear to influence the employee's judgment in fulfilling his or her responsibilities at the university. Conflicts of interest may also include institutional or individual financial, scholarly, and organizational conflicts of interest, as well as conflicts of commitment. And I would like to bring that issue into discussion. I believe that the people who have to sign off twice before our funds are released, requesting funds from us is a conflict of interest according to the university's policy.
I would like to point that, just to change this, I contacted legal at university, and they actually told me to take a look at where you grabbed the excerpt from. The main point of this policy, which I actually printed out, is regarding research. And the conflict of interest is mostly focused on research. It does touch on certain points, but there's actually the clause that should have been attached to this is another executive policy. It's number E5214, and that relates to conflict of interest within the university system. And if there was a conflict of interest, there's a form that Campus Center can fill out to say that if there is, that they are aware of it and they are making sure that it is known, so that it relieves the conflict.
Can I just bring back that this statement, I believe, and
And
our
your-
Vice Chancellor is here, I believe that this is a definition of the university's conflict of interest.
That there has to be personal benefit.
Yes. And there's also
I'd like to make a
personal
motion to-
benefit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the capacity of your employment, that's not personal. Yeah, personal benefit.
That's a free debate.
If it will help, if it'll have less time, if it'll provide Campus Center with less time, more time to do their work and less effort and less work, how would that not be a personal gain?
That's a major assumption being made. We are doing so much work right now that we're not gonna end up, pardon? No, I'm not making it personal. We process paperwork for all the CSOs, and we do it within a certain time frame. And it's not a matter of just checking, check. I'm answerable to the Vice Chancellor. She's gonna have if I haven't done my work behind that, she's gonna have questions. But there is no personal gain. Personal gain means if by you funding this, I get part of that money.
No.
I don't at all. Okay. And we do have to fill out that form annually.
There's two forms, by the way, for each one.
The gain in this request is to the students, because we can process things more quickly. Look at what happened with the Palace Theater contract. It took Lisha days going back and forth with the business office and with dispersing on Oahu to get as far as she did. At the point she did, it was too late to do anything about it.
Is Lisha funded by us?
Pardon?
Does she receive any type of money from USA?
Lisha?
Yeah.
No.
So she's currently working to get her paperwork done with no personal gain, and yet she's doing her best.
And actually, it's
Well,
no, it's
no,
not.
it's not.
Lisha's job is not to process fiscal stuff. It is not her job to process, but she
We
is
have some other questions.
it's not, it's Campus Centers, but her personal job is to look at policy and handle training. but she is doing the fiscal paperwork because there is so much and she wants to get it done, so she's helping out. So this is not her job, she's just doing it. Daniel?
Okay, so, my question is by funding this position, that's actually, will deadlines be cut at all?
There's a good possibility that some deadlines can be cut. Part of what Lisha does is work processes out with Kula Oda, the division business manager, and with our business office. And some of you know the issues we had with student travel. She has worked her behind off on that one and has gotten things facilitated. So there are some things that we can cut the time on because it's about processing, and there are some things we can't cut the time on because it's just departmental, dispersing policy. So, but I do anticipate, we both anticipate that there will be time cut.
I think it has both value and then.
I just want to point out.
Is somebody keeping staff? Because this might be a good time to start.
I just want to point out something really quick. The reason why BOM, and I'm pretty sure SAC is in the same boat as well, the reason why we voted on this position is because we have a lot of events that we do throughout the year, and a lot of the paperwork that we do, compared to what SAC does, SAC probably sends out more RTPs than any of the CSOs combined. But it helps us to know that there's another person there to help out, because we do have student workers that do it, but because they always leave, they don't have, they always have to find new students, so they want to make sure that they have one person set that knows the CSOs, that knows how to do the paperwork, and that will be on it, and that way, she can go out and actually help us if we need help out the CSOs. It's mainly to go and help, it's to help us go put on more events if we need to, for them to let us know, hey, there's some things that you guys forgot about, and to cut back deadlines, that way we can take our time trying to get all this stuff instead of rushing 6 months, a month in and ahead to go and get all our paperwork done.
I'd like recognition on a couple of things. One, when teachers have little money, they don't go to administration and say, pay for our costs. I don't see what makes you guys think the student fees should go to administrative costs. There's a fund to pay for administrative costs. And the other thing is, if the CSOs are gonna pay for it, now, first of all, I don't think y'all should be paying for it. And if you're being required to, or if you're being asked to, there's obviously a budgetary problem in Campus Center. Okay, but besides that, the point is, if the CSOs are gonna be paying for it, well, then the students should be deciding who's being hired. Why would you pay for administrators' costs and then have the administrators choose a person?
Okay, Amber is next.
Okay, well, let's do this. This is gonna be the last one, okay?
No, we got Amber, Sky, and Matt, and then I wanna ask Vice Chancellor, and then we'll.
Is there a limited number of people who can ask questions or time?
We have
time
15 minutes.
And we're running close to 2 hours of meeting.
My comment is regarding, I know Mindy told me in the office the other day that CSOs do pay for campus center positions at UH Manoa, and that's not true. I have an email here printed out saying from the office manager at ASUH, saying that they do not pay for any employees, and that CSOs at UH Manoa do not pay for employees. So I just like it to be in the record that this is unprecedented, and that
That's not true. That's a choice, and I'm gonna say that is a choice of that particular body to not fund it. You cannot be only interviewing one particular admin. You need to check everybody, because it doesn't say anything in the policy procedures that it cannot.
Oh no, I'm not saying it can't happen.
But you said it's unprecedented.
Unprecedented, as in it's never happened before where CSOs have paid for it.
Yes, they do. Okay, can we move on here? I have a couple more speakers. Sky was next.
I'll actually toss it to Matt, because I know Matt's
Matt?
gonna say the same thing. He'll say it better.
One, my counterparts, the Board of Publications of Manoa does. Just saying. Two, I heard something about budget costs and that there is funds allocated for Campus Center to do our fiscal paperwork. Yes, but a lot of you either don't know or wasn't informed that we have a student fee increase going on right now for the next 5 years. I think we're in our third year, 2 more years. I was one of the data leads as far as how much money we'd be getting and what the increase should be. I just want to let you all know that it was at a 3.5 increase of enrollment. All of us thought when we did this that we'd have a 3.5 increase in enrollment every year for 5 years, meaning more money. As any of you know what the enrollment percentage is right now?
It went down, we lost $2
It
billion.
decreased by 1.5% ever since that increase was put up and approved. Therefore, the money that was projected, according to the way that our fees are increasing, was going for a 3.5 increase, but now we're going for a 1.5 increase. So I just want to let you know that the funds that would have paid for some of this stuff the Campus Center is providing for us isn't there anymore because obviously enrollment went down.
Okay, thank you, Matt. We have
Thank
one
you.
more
That's all.
comment from Jen, and then we're moving on.
I just wanted to first mention, Campus Center has not proved to us how this will actually help USA fulfill its constitution and its constitutional duties. A good possibility that it'll cut deadlines is not a legitimate enough reason, at least to me, for each student to spend $26 of their funds on a fiscal clerk.
Wasn't it 12?
No, it's $6.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be kind of.
Wasn't it 12 altogether?
Well, it's.
No, altogether for all the CSOs, that's students.
And there was also a survey a few years ago asking students if they wanted to fund a fiscal clerk to speed up the deadlines, and they said no.
Not a couple years ago, and not since I've been in office for 3 years.